Alright, welcome back to the Ohm's Law series. Now we're going to go ahead and move on, and we're going to talk about calculating a series circuit and figure out how many ohms, amps, or voltage that circuit has. So let's go ahead and draw up a circuit really fast. Notice I've left all my definitions and my Ohm's Law triangle up here, so that way you guys can always refer back to those as I'm working along. I'm going to do just a AC power source. We're going to come in and we're going to have our first resistor just up here. Then we're going to have another resistor. Okay? Now, these resistors can be anywhere inside of this circle. I don't want you to think that because it's drawn here in this particular image that that's the only place that we can have resistors. So just be aware that these could be all over the place. As long as you're going from into one resistor, out of it, into the next one, out of it, we are in series, okay? As long as the electricity only has one path to go through, we are in series, okay? So let's go ahead and let's start working these problems. Let's say I have two resistors and 4 ohms of resistance in each one of these resistors. What we would do is we would take both resistors and we would just add the sum together. So if the question asks what is the total resistance, we would say the total resistance would be 8 ohms for this circuit. At the point we have the total resistance, we can go ahead and we can do whatever math calculation we wanted to do. So let's say we knew what the amps were for this circuit, so let's say it was 10 amps right here. We could figure out, based with our Ohm's Law triangle, how many volts we had in the circuit. So 8 times 10 equals 80 volts, okay? So like I said, all we're going to do is we're going to add together our two resistors to find the total resistance for the circuit. We're going to multiply it by the amps to find the voltage if that was the particular case for this one. The same could be said if we, let's do another one really quick. So if I had, let's say, 5 ohms of resistance here, and I had 10 ohms of resistance here, and I knew my voltage was 150 volts, okay? So what I would do is I would add together both of my resistors, which would equal 15 ohms. I would then divide my volts by my ohms to figure out how many amps I had, and I would figure out that I have 10 amps for this particular circuit. Alright, so I think that we kind of got the idea here. When we're trying to find our total resistance in a series circuit, we're just going to add our resistors together. There may be some questions where it just asks what's the total resistance, and there may be some questions that ask what is the voltage for this particular circuit, and maybe it only gives you a few of the variables. So you'll have to add it together and then multiply it or divide it by what are the other known variables. So if you guys got any questions or want to go over any of this with me, please let me know. I hope this kind of explained it for you.